Let's take a quick trip into the idea of puppets. You might think of fur, feathers, weird voices, or even your favorite characters from when you were very young. And puppets are incredibly effective with the younger set. But puppets go back a long way. It is a tradition that's still ongoing, starts back deep in human history, and goes through many cultures. Here's an example that comes from Vietnamese water puppetry and shadow puppets that come from China. This puppet on strings is a French marionette. And here is an example of an enormous marionette walking down a parade. Artists create all kinds of puppets for films, television, movies, and stage performances. Puppets can be small and interacting on a set. They can also interact in the real world. What I'm going to show you is the most basic kind of puppet using a single piece of paper and a drawing utensil. The paper can be any size. Here I wanted a larger one, so I cut a piece of paper bag. Make one fold a little bit more than halfway across, and then another fold over top of that one. Since my paper was already long across, now my folded paper is also very long. Fold it in half. What I notice now is that I really want my good side to be showing, so I'm going to flip it the other way. And when I make my second folds down from the tips, now that good side is going to be showing. That's going to be the top face and bottom chin of my puppet. You'll see it makes a W. So the mouth is that inside V. You put your fingers and thumb in the pockets on the top and bottom. In the inside V, you will create the inside of a large mouth. I do this by making an oval with teeth. Your puppet does not have to have teeth, and it can have different kinds of teeth if you want. I did kind of a tongue and an inside roof of the mouth. And you can decorate it, like I said, however you want. Now I'm going to fold it down and I get to do the main face. I make it so that the nose comes down to the end, and then I'm going to draw some eyes. This does not have to be a human, it could be any kind of animal you want, but I like to draw those eyes pointing down so that when you're holding the puppet, it's looking at the person in front of it. I'm also using a Sharpie here, but you can use any materials that you have in your house. So now you can see that the face is going to have this huge mouth and then a chin underneath. There's my thumb sticking into the bottom pocket, and there are my fingers sticking into the top. I'm checking it out. If you have the materials, you should definitely add some color. If you want to take it a step further, you can actually make a body for your puppet. Here I am using another piece of paper bag and my Sharpie to draw kind of a ridiculous body that will hang from the bottom of my puppet head. Add color and cut. And then you're going to use whatever tape or glue you have on hand to connect that neck up inside the bottom of your puppet. And if you don't want to do it with drawing, you can do it with collage. Use cut paper to do areas of color. Here I used green construction paper. I like the smaller size because it fits on my hand really well. I can size out the body parts that I want just by holding the paper against the form. And I want to show you real quick how I fold anything that I want to stick on. You can use glue stick or tape or glue, as long as you hold it secure where you want it to stick. I'm sticking these teeth on the inside and letting them dry. And then my puppet creature will have some cool teeth that stick down. So I want to show you 3 finished W puppets, very basic, with their parts glued on and all ready to use. So I am fascinated by puppetry, but I actually know very little about it. I do know a few tips. One is that when you're performing with your puppet, you want to pay attention to where its eyes are looking and make sure if you're performing it for a camera that it is looking into the camera and not off to the side. Same with if it's interacting with people in the room around you. Which way does your puppet look? That's important. The other thing is that generally the mouth should open when you say a syllable. So you have to think about words like alphabet has 3 syllables, and so you would say alphabet by opening 3 times. The other thing is that puppets should talk a little bit like people. My lower jaw opens, and so make your puppet's lower jaw open. I don't talk, for example, like this and open my upper head. And a lot of beginning puppeteers make their head flap way up. And it's funny, maybe if he screams, but otherwise, just talking is mostly lower jaw, so your thumb is going down. And I added some tape in here. You can always engineer little things to make your puppet fit and work better. That's what puppeteers do. And just have fun practicing. I am now going to perform a poem for you. Empty building waits. Lost opportunities fade. Summer lies ahead.